Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you another brilliant chess miniature played by legendary Alexander Alekhine. The name of its opponent is unknown and the game was played in 1911 in Moscow. But before starting our game, first want to sharpen your tactical skills. Please take a look at this position and try to find the winning move for white. I can even give you a hint, this position is taken from a game played by Mikhail Tal. I will wait for your answer in the comment section, and now without further ado, let's get started with our game and see what happened on the board. Alekhine opened up with e4 and Mr. Unknown responded with e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4. We have the Italian game bishop c5, c3, knight f6 and d4. We have this classical Italian where white is establishing the standard pawn center. It takes d4 and Alekhine castled kingside. Another popular alternatives are c takes d4, which is actually the main move, or white is even playing e5, but in our game we have castling kingside. In return, black also castled kingside, but this is a mistake and allows white to instantly gain advantage. Instead, it was better to play knight takes e4. This is the main move according to modern theory, but in return black castled kingside, which allows white to recapture on d4 with the tempo and then start harassing black knights. After bishop b6, white played d5, and after knight e7 this time we have e5. Black's position looks miserable. Knight e8 was played. Well, knight g4 could have been better with the idea of meeting h3 with bishop takes f2, but even in this case white has a huge advantage. Let's go back. In our game after e5 we have knight e8 and d6. This is a move which is simply demoralizing black's army. c takes d6, e takes d6, knight g6, and this time we have bishop g5. Knight f6 is virtually forced because the pawn on f7 is pinned, and this time we have knight c3. Alekhine is developing his last piece, while still black should struggle in order to solve the activation of these queenside pieces. With his last move, white is also threatening a move like knight d5, emphasizing the vulnerability of this knight on f6. That's why black played h6 in hope of to break the pin, but instead of moving away his bishop. In here, Alekhine played queen c2, counterattacked black knight. H takes g5 was played and queen takes g6. Now white also wants to win this pawn, that's why black played knight h7, but in here Alekhine delivered a powerful move which is breaking into pieces black's position. You can pause the video and try to find his next move. Ready? In here Alekhine played knight d5. Did you find this move? He goes for a queen sacrifice, guys. But the queen is untouchable because white can first announce a double check, and after king h8 can checkmate black king. Truly a spectacular checkmate, right? That's why after knight d5, black moved away his king from g8 square. And anyways, knight e7 is on the board. Again, the queen is untouchable because of this knight takes g6 checkmate. After knight e7, white also wants to munch this pawn, blocked the queen's diagonal, can capture on g5. That's why black decided to first remove the knight and then win white queen in hope of trying his luck in the endgame. But instead of touching this rook, Alekhine made another move and black resigned. He simply played knight e5 and black resigned. He first threatened checkmate in one, and now in case you move away your knight in order to open up a luft for your king, then only then white can win this rook. At this point already it's difficult to find a good continuation for black. Black's position is totally lost. For example, the engine suggests d5, but white can now play knight takes g6 check and then bishop takes d5. This is a total destruction, guys. That's why after knight e5 finally we have a resignation. Another brilliant chess miniature by Alekhine, which I hope that you enjoyed greatly. Thanks for watching. In the end, here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.